Genetically modified organism is any organism whose genetic material has been altered using genetic engineering techniques. And I am Eliza Adlawan, and today I will be giving products who are genetically modified and its disadvantages that may pose danger to our health. For the food classification, we have three, which is food, pharmaceutical, and agricultural. So let's start with the classification of food, which are the mayonnaise, golden rice, salmon, cow's milk, and cornstarch. Let's have first the mayonnaise. Mayonnaise has a substance of glyphosate which we can have allergies and other health issues. And my recommendation for this is we should be careful on what we buy in stores, specifically the mayonnaise, because there are mayonnaise or the ingredients of mayonnaise that are genetically modified. Second one is the golden rice, which has beta carotene, and we can acquire this by having allergies, birth defects, and liver abnormalities. Golden rice is for having higher vitamin A, but when in long-term use, this will give us the adverse negative effect in our body. The third one is salmon. It has low mercury and we can have allergies by eating this. And my recommendation for this is do not eat genetically modified salmon because it may pose danger to our health due to its lack of research. The fourth one is the cow's milk. It has B-lactoglobulin free milk and we can have allergies, digestive and respiratory reaction for infants. And genetically modified cow's milk can have effects in our body, and researchers recommend that we don't need to buy those. And lastly, for the food section, we have the cornstarch, which has protein, glyphosate, and cadaverine. And it can have allergic reaction, and we need to evaluate first before consuming this product because there are substances in the stores wherein in the cornstarch which can trigger our allergic reaction. And for the second product classification, which is the pharmaceutical, and these are the insulin, hepatitis B vaccine, Neulasta, Humira, and TPA are well known as tissue plasminogen activator. So let's start with the insulin. The first one is insulin. Insulin has glycine and arginine, which we can have cardiovascular disease and cancer. We should be careful as this may cause death and better to use organic medication as well. The second one is the hepatitis B vaccine, which has the substance of the HBsAg, which is a surface antigen of the hepatitis B virus. And we can have this by having redness, swelling, headache, and fatigue. It is not recommended for adults as this increases the risk of catching the HBV infection or the hepatitis B virus infection. The third one is the Neulasta, which has the substance of the filgrastim, which we can have breathing problem and bone pain. Do not take Neulasta if you had a serious allergic reaction of filgrastim. The fourth one is Humira. Humira has the substances of adalimumab, citric acid monohydrate, and mannitol, which we can have Alzheimer's disease, cancer, and respiratory infection. And it is not recommended for people who are having fungal infections and cancer. The fifth one is the TPA, which is the tissue plasminogen activator, which has the substance of plasminogen and which we can have cardiovascular disease. Researchers recommend to reduce TPA activity, elevated TPA and PA1 antigen levels. And lastly, we have the product classification of agricultural, which the products are soy, corn, squash, potato, and papaya. So let's start with soy. Soy has a substance of glyphosate which can block the normal estrogen caused to infertility, allergies, and breast cancer. It may pose death and infertility, and better not to use it or eat it. The second one is corn. Corn has the substances of chlorides, formaldehyde, glyphosate, and which can cause headache, nausea, allergies, and fatigue. It is not good for long-term uses, and we should regulate when using this. The third one is the squash. Squash has a substance of virus resistant which we can have allergies and long-term effects. Researchers recommend not to eat because it can create new allergies and disease as well as it is harmful to our health. The fourth one is the potato. Potato is a bruise-resistant amino-adipic acid and more amino-adipate, which we can have nausea, vomiting, and neurological effects. It can be harmful, and breathing is much healthier than genetic engineering. The fifth one is the papaya. Papaya is a virus resistant and it is not proven safe in long-term uses. We should minimize eating because it can cause various disease in our health. As we can see, genetically modified products are not good for our health and it may pose danger to our body. And as much as possible, we need to evaluate what we were eating. We need to be vigilant on what we were buying. So we need to be healthy because our health is our wealth. I hope you learned in this video. Once again, this is Eliza Adlawan from St. Vincent class. And thank you.